Look at this. Ball's on the ground. Ball's on the ground. Picked up by the Raiders. But they have a touchdown. He's picked off. And this one's ripped up for a touchdown. It's all out more. Two snaps.
Merry Christmas. What a great Christmas present this was for you. And you told us coming into this game, enough is enough. How were you guys, your defense, able to come here on the road and win this one today?
Hell of a job by those guys. Our staff, Patrick Graham.
This moment, right here. The moment Antonio Pierce, a man of extreme intensity and stoic vibrato, let his guard down. A moment that Raider fans, including myself, thought was an interim coach's realization that the aforementioned interim tag would be removed in short order. That a man who grew up rooting for the team he was now leading to a victory against the eventual Super Bowl champions would be able to call himself a head coach of that same team. Tears of joy. Except, those aren't tears of joy. They're tears of pain, of loss, of mystery. They're tears of circumstance. One of my biggest fears in life is becoming successful enough to change the lives of the ones I love without them being there to reap the benefits. Accomplishing something so unbelievable, so great, but so late. Late enough that the people in my life that are the reason for the accomplishments would never know that I've done it. I don't claim to know the inner workings of Antonio Pierce's mind, but from what he said about this infamous moment on that field Christmas Day in Missouri, I think he shares some of that same sentiment.
You know, everybody look at that Christmas Day and be like, damn, this dude's looking up in the sky. He's catching his breath. He's relieved. Nah, man, I'm like, damn, where my mom at? Shit, when you're a only child and no brothers, no sisters. The motherfucker keep you out of trouble. Whoops your ass. Loves you up, you know what I mean? Takes you to practice, gets you up at 4 in the morning, take you to school. Picks you up at 4 p.m., take you to practice. Shit, bro. Yeah, that's a different one.
Of course, it would make sense for everybody to believe that in that moment, he was beginning to let himself think he'd be the next head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. And maybe part of him did. But that moment of pure joy for AP will now be forever synonymous with the loss of his mother. His circumstances led him to this moment. Growing up in Compton, California, with a mother who loved and supported his athletic career. She was his support system. She was part of the reason he is who he is. From joining the NFL as an undrafted, undersized linebacker to leading the Giants to a Super Bowl victory against the undefeated Tom Brady-led New England Patriots. She was right there by his side. She never got to see her son coach the team they grew up rooting for, and almost a year to the day of her passing was the day the Raiders beat the Chiefs. AP doesn't exactly consider himself a religious person, which is something I consistently battle with as well. I'm pretty sure something happens when we leave this earth, but other than that, I'm pretty lost. What I do know, however, is that there are moments in my life that even the most non-religious person would have to admit are pretty interesting coincidences. And maybe that's all those moments were. Interesting coincidences. But sometimes those little moments are all people need to get themselves to the next day. And in the case of Antonio Pierce, a moment that mirrored his Christmas Day tears of pain gave him a little moment of his own. An interesting coincidence.
Like, she was here to see so much you accomplished, and she was so proud. And when I think about you saying, you know, where she at, it's not because you're trying to figure out where she is now. It's because she was always there. Mm-hmm. After every game, when you coach, you know, for the babies, for sure. Yeah. She loved those grandkids. Did you ever just get a moment, man, where you just was like, this the team I grew up loving? These were the colors that could keep us safe, and like, we did it, you know. We are here. Have you ever just got an opportunity to get to that place with her?
I was outside for about, 2-3 hours. I was waiting on Mark to tell me I got the job. Yeah, I mean, I went outside the facility. It's pitch black. Everybody had already left the building. Man, I ain't gonna lie, this is a damn mistake. I go upstairs. I mean, I go outside, I'm looking up, fucking shooting stars. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, seriously? 2 of them. Cool. And there's one of those moments you're like, You know, I ain't the most super religious guy. You know what I mean? I'm not like, oh, but I get it. I know there's certain things that just are on that you just can't explain. But it's probably one of those moments I was like, damn, she know what time it is.
You see, it's not about believing in some higher power to give you purpose in life. It's not about becoming a product of your circumstances, physically or emotionally. It's about being present in the moment, letting yourself acknowledge that at what you might consider to be the peak of your life, there may also be a little bit of sadness that creeps in, and that's okay. You cannot experience the absolute joy of life without experiencing those same emotions the opposite way. It's kind of like being a Raider fan. A coach that grew up a Raider fan, a coach that can connect to the players on a human level, a coach that can understand the tears the fan base has given their team, for better or for worse, is a coach who's uniquely equipped to lead this team to better days. Uniquely equipped not only thanks to his circumstances, but in spite of them, and how he looks for players who've shown an ability to persevere. Most notably, a fourth-round rookie quarterback who's had some unfortunate circumstances of his own.